afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone, Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla. I'm a light worker and a crone. And this is Heather, my friend and fellow crone. And down there's a little Xena hiding from us.
Chewing on a bell.
Welcome to our channel today. We appreciate everybody being here. And we're going to talk about ensoulment, or when the soul enters the body. And Saturday we had a show on the Triple Goddess that I thought was really good. So I hope you'll go back and check that out if you haven't seen it already. But before we get to our show, let's check and see what Heather's cards have to say for the day, and it's really for the collective and for all of us. And while she's doing her shuffling, if you are new to our show, Heather and I are just a couple of crones sharing our spiritual journey experiences. Please don't judge. Take what resonates and leave the rest. It's just our experiences, and they belong to us and no one else. So if you don't agree with whatever it is we're talking about, you can always change the channel. We were guided to start this YouTube channel to share our journey and experiences in the hope that it helps others on their spiritual path. And actually, the feedback we get is just so beautiful and welcoming that we appreciate everybody that watches and joins us in the chat room. And we want to thank you all for being here and being part of our journey. And we hope that it makes your journey a little easier, knowing that other people are going through the same things that you are. So let us all learn and grow in love and compassion for each other as we travel through this journey of enlightenment. Anyway, are you ready, Missy?
Yes. Okay. We are love. We are unconditional love. But the things that get in the way are sometimes our intuition. And we think, we don't really want to do that, but we do. But we want to get back to unconditional love. And sometimes we feel like with everything going on around, that's not possible. Our soul knows we're worthy.
Go ahead.
And our body, our human is saying prayers so that we can be the unconditional love that we are. So, like I said, sometimes our own feelings just get in the way. But we need to be fearless. And if we're fearless, we will continue to be shifting, elevating our vibrations, continuing to shift upwards.
It's what we need. It's what we all
What
want.
we need.
It's what we're all looking for.
So,
That sounds good.
all righty.
Thank you.
I'll take her
I
back.
think she dropped her toy.
Yeah.
You got yours?
I got mine right here.
Okay.
I was just
So
out of the
today
way.
we're going to talk about when does the soul enter the body, also called ensoulment. The soul is obviously our internal energetic self. Eternal energetic self. An immortal energy created by source with no beginning and no end. It exists before incarnation on the physical plane, and it continues afterwards. As energy can transform from one state to another, but it can never be created or destroyed. Souls incarnate after designing soul contracts with our higher selves, our soul family, ascended masters, guides, etc. We create an outline for our soul's purpose and what we want to learn in that particular lifetime. These contracts allow us to connect with the people we need in our lives in order to reach our goals. Hi, Roseflower. Lovely to see you today.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking about when the soul
Enters the body.
exactly. And before the soul enters the fetus, it communicates with its future parents about factors like health history and family behavior patterns. This way, when they're, what do you got?
Oh, shit. It's okay. I got it.
Sorry.
Let me just get it out of her mouth. There we
Yeah.
go.
This way, when they are born in their families, they can assimilate into their environment more easily. And there's some history to it. There are believed to be about 4 standard times that the soul enters the fetus. at conception, pre-birth, at birth, and post-birth. In ancient Greece, at the time of Aristotle, it was believed that a human soul entered the forming embryo at 40 days, if it's a male, or 90 days, if it's a female. It was believed that quickening was an indication of the presence of a soul. Quickening is the first movement of the fetus as felt by the mother. Involuntary movements are indicative of the growth of the fetus, but they are not an indication of a soul having been breathed into it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Morella. Nice to see you here today. So, in the Middle Ages, most Roman Catholic theologians taught that in serial ensoulment theory, which holds that there is a progression. This one's a really weird. From vegetative soul to animal soul to human soul, as the principle of animation occurred about 2 to 4 months after conception. Excuse me. The dogma that ensoulment coincides with conception was only adopted by the Catholic Church in 1869. In Judaism, the rabbis in the Talmud all agreed that ensoulment does not begin at this conception. The question of the fetus's human vitality is addressed in 2 places in the Talmud. In Yevamot, and excuse my pronunciations, in Yevamot 69.2, a fetus in the first 40 days of pregnancy is likened to water. In Nida 8.2, the fetus is recognized as a human soul from the second trimester, 13 weeks into pregnancy. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the topic. It was a little bit nerve-wracking to do it, but that's okay.
In Islam, according to the Hadith, the process of ensoulment occurs 120 days, that's 4 months, after conception. In Buddhism, a soul enters in a body at conception, but it remains in a state of deep sleep for some months. At about 4 months, when the body starts developing a sense of pain and pleasure, the soul awakens from the sleep stage. Now, according to the Bible, a fetus is not a living person with the soul until after drawing its first breath.
What's up with you?
I don't know.
Come here.
After God formed man in Genesis 2:7, he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and it was then that the man became a living being. In Ezekiel 37:5 and 6, thus says the Lord God to these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will cause flesh to come upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you. And you shall live, and you shall know that I am the Lord.
Okay. In modern times, variations of the above list remain in modern culture. However, in recent years, the work of regression hypnotherapist pioneers Dolores Cannon and Dr. Michael Newton have offered new information regarding ensoulment. Dr. Newton was a psychotherapist who did regression therapy on hundreds of clients, taking them back to previous lives and between lives in the spiritual realm. His book is called Journey of the Souls. Similarity in the accounts of his clients in past life and between life regression was so intriguing, they became the focus of his entire practice. I can imagine. Dr. Newton found at some point prior to birth, the soul will carefully touch and join more fully with the impressionable, developing brain of a baby. Depending upon the inclinations of the particular soul involved, the connection may be early or late in the mother's pregnancy. His findings indicate, even though those souls who join the baby early seem to do a lot of traveling outside the mother's womb during her term. I found that was pretty amazing.
I found it amazing that Dolores Cannon was not even mentioned in any of my research.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
Yes. Anyway, her career as a hypnotherapist specialized in past life regression, and it spanned almost 50 years. Having conducted sessions with thousands of clients, recording the same results time and time again, and spending vast amount of time and energy verifying the authenticity of her clients' past lives, Dolores was able to decisively conclude that her results were indeed genuine. Unable to get her book published, she set up her own publishing company, Ozark Mountain Publishing, in 1992. Dolores authored over 25 books.
And that Ozark Mountain Publishing does a lot of videos on YouTube. You can watch a lot of Dolores Cannon stuff if you just go find Ozark Mountain Publishing.
Yeah.
It's full of her stuff.
In between life in between death and life, conversions with spirit
Conversations.
Conversations with Spirit, page 268, said the soul can enter at the moment of fertilization if it wants to experience those moments. It also comes in and out whenever it desires, or if some modifications are required. The soul can also enter after birth so it doesn't experience the discomfort that occurs during birth. It's entirely up to the individual soul.
So there's actually no definitive proof when the soul enters the body. But the dominant theory is that the soul enters at conception. Some teach that the soul does not enter the fetus until 40 days after conception. And most Jewish and Christian and Muslim teachings affirm that the fetus has a soul long before birth. But new information from thousands of past life regressions tell us that the soul can enter any time from conception to birth. The soul has free will and can decide at any time whether to be born or not. It is not until birth that the final union of soul and body is solidified. Beliefs have changed over the course of thousands of years. Each religion has its own core belief, but it's up to each one of us to decide with our free will what's important, what you believe. And that's really all it is. It's our free will to make those choices. I'd like to share an experience I had. I've always believed that the soul entered with the first breath upon delivery. That's just my personal opinion. However, I would like to say that when I got pregnant with my daughter, there was a flash, an instant upon the sperm hitting the egg. That was a flash that my husband and I both felt. He literally jumped off me and said, "What the F was that?" We were young. I was 19. We were totally clueless and no idea what had happened. Well, obviously, 9 months later, I delivered my beautiful daughter. But at the time, I had no idea what that was. And when I read about it later on, I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what it was. That instant of conception. And so I do believe the soul, my personal opinion only, is that the soul comes in and in and out as desired. And if I decide to terminate a pregnancy, that soul still exists and will come again in another lifetime or another pregnancy, maybe to me, maybe to somebody else. But that soul is immortal and can't be destroyed. So there you are. That's just my opinion. I hope that you always share your opinions too.
Yeah, but the most latest research done by both Doris Cannon and
Dr.
Yeah.
What's his name?
But they both say that it's there or it's not. It's up to the soul.
It's up to the soul and its free will.
Mhm.
That is Dr. Michael Newton, which I'd never heard of. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dolores. I'm taking the QHHT course. I think she's fabulous, but I've never heard of that man, that doctor. And I was kind of surprised about that.
Yeah. So there are two of them.
Exactly. The soul never dies.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our program for today. It is really short because it was really hard to find information about it.
Everybody was saying exactly the same thing over and over again.
Over. Right. Yeah. So, Amanda Carroll, you're not sure what you really believe. And you know what? That's okay. We all have to figure it out or not. Some people, it doesn't matter to them. I'm always learning and always interested in learning more. So I was happy to find out that it comes and goes in and out of the body of the pregnant woman. I think that's fascinating. Just deciding whether or not it wants to stay, if it's going to
Or
be.
if you need to make changes or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think that's really interesting. And it makes more sense to me than, oh, the soul's there because now the baby's moving at 4 months.
Mhm.
No, that can be involuntary movement. That doesn't mean anything. Oh dear, youngin. You're really
She's
having a day
never
today.
done this before.
So let's go to card readings. Who would like some cards read? Boy, that was 15 minutes. That was a quickie.
That was the shortest we've ever had.
That is the shortest.
But there
we've
was
ever done.
nothing on it.
But it was just really hard to find information, and basically all the religions say the same thing. And then you have
But I think they ought
the
to
regression
include,
therapy is.
yeah, and they ought to include Dolores.
Hey, Gina M, welcome. Okay, let's see who wants cards read, because it's going to be really a quickie. That's funny. Okay, let's read some cards. Let me know who wants a card. Banners, 3-card readings, because we have so much time today.
I may do some that are 1 because I actually do better with 1 than 3.
Well, you do whatever you want.
Okay.
That's perfectly
You can
fine.
do
I do
3.
better with 3, so that's me. Okay, I got Marilla as number 1 cards. So I'm going to hit Rose Flower because I think she would like one, and I think Jim would. Puppy is definitely saying, "Come on, mommy, let's play." She's not. I tell you what, you read, I hold. You're the better card reader.
No, you're
I do.
fine.
You sure?
Yeah, you do a good job.
Okay, Rose says she'll take one. And Morella's taking one, and Amanda. And I'm sure.
But she seems to be happier with you.
Okay, number 1 is Morella. Okay, puppy. What do you say? I know. You're so funny. We really do not need a dog on this show.
No, and it won't be. It won't be.
I love you, precious.
You're just too young yet, and you're not crate trained well enough that you won't hear her holler all the time.
Yeah, I'm afraid she didn't like the crate yet. She's not into the crate.
No.
Oh, thank you, Marilla. She says we're both amazing. I love that.
Okay, I drew 2 cards because the first one I needed more information about it because they were talking about deceit. And I wanted to know where that was coming from. And the next card that I got was Door to Spirit, which is, this is where you're going and you're doing a good job, but don't let anybody talk you out of it by saying, well, what about this, this, and this. Okay? Because they're leading you somewhere else if they can. So stay on your path, stay on your doorway, go through it, and you'll be just fine.
And Shaman says, move into a state of trust. Trust the higher forces because you are on the right path. Mm-hmm. You are the white witch. You are the light. You have the information inside of you. Drop your shields. Drop your shields. That's your protection guardian.
That's against the deceit.
Yep. Drop your shields. Okay. But that's for to trust in the higher forces, not against the person that's.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense, Marilla? I hope so. Oh, okay. Regarding her spirituality, yeah. Hey,
yes.
Hey, White Dragon. Just saw the skull, and honestly, that was so freaky. Did you get your... Yes, I did get my skull. She got the chills. I love it when that happens. Thank you. Okay. I didn't get Gina marked. Yes. Oh, I better get White Dragon a card too, right?
Yeah, it was exceptionally short.
It was a very short show because
You'll have to go back and watch it because it's because of what the topic.
whoa. Okay, did I get Rose up there? I did.
Stop.
You need to lay down, go take a nap.
No.
Nap. All she wants is my fingers.
She just wants to play. I should have brought the glove in. You don't want that. You want the bell?
Okay, Miss Rose. Okay. The shapeshifter says transform and unveil your gifts. You can be anything you want. Transform into who it is you really want to be. Trust and thrive, says the stag. And then the stargazer says set your sights higher. You can get whatever you want. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest.
And don't be afraid to do that because Archangel Michael is on your side.
Nice. I can't get it right now, Dragon. It's in the other room, and I haven't named it anything yet. Its name hasn't come to me, but I'll let you know when it does. I really haven't had time to talk to it or meditate with it or anything yet. Hey, Hypnicity, welcome. Okay, we're reading cards. If you want cards, let us know. I've got Amanda and Gina. Hi, Miss Amanda.
3 cards. Okay. Amanda.
We already did.
Yeah.
Rose.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Archangel, can I have the other camera? Because this is just
What do you want?
the card
Oh,
camera.
I'm sorry.
Because
I don't use it, so.
right. But these come up better. Okay. So Archangel Camille is behind you and what you want. And I was saying, well, what is that about? And the second card was, it's about community. And that's everybody here.
Yeah.
So he's behind your doing what you're doing, watching the shows. Not
And
just
learning.
ours, but others. And
It's
learning.
interesting.
Yes.
It's cool. Because
Yeah.
I've got the snake that says shed your old skin, shed those things, let go of those things that are no longer serving you. Be the fearless warrior that you are and stand strong in what you do believe. And learn from your spiritual experiences. The teacher's there with the white dove of peace. I love that. But I believe you are learning from your experiences, your spiritual experiences. Just know that you're on the right path, which is nice. I just got validation I'm on the right path. I had a reading from Jean and Terry yesterday, Sun Psychic Jean and Tiguru Terry. It was a lovely reading. Sometimes it's just nice to know you're doing what you're supposed to. Okay. Gina M., you're next. And I've got Teresa and White Dragon after that. Oh, Hypnicity, Teresa, and White Dragon after that.
Yeah. I'll find out more about that.
What does Gina need to know? What does Gina need to know?
Okay, the first card I drew for you was the community, and that's here. And I've decided, well, you need a little bit more than just knowing who's here. They said you've got a blossoming abundance, and I think that is more of your skills are getting better and better and better. The only person, excuse me, the only people who realize that are your friends in the community. So depend on them to help you. Go ahead and continue to develop. You're not crazy. Everything's working right.
Oh, yeah. How many times have we thought we were crazy? We were going crazy. Okay, I pulled the Elder, which is asking you to move beyond your ancestral patterns. We all need to do that. We all are embedded with ancestral patterns that aren't true. So they're asking you to look beyond that and embrace the energy of peace. I don't know if there's conflict going on right now, but just be peaceful in your heart no matter what's going on around you. Go internal, take 3 deep breaths and let it go, whatever it is. And try to find that peace in your higher heart. Then intend. Use your intentions to create whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever it is that you want, because you're a very powerful soul. Okay? Let us know if that resonates. Let me go back and check and see what I got.
Yes.
Gina says, I so want to scrub the ancestral stuff out of our
Another
life.
great topic. Okay.
Isn't that the truth? Oh, that's true. I should write that down. Ancestral patterns. That's a great that's a great show. I can do it on mine. Okay, you got it. Thank you, Morella. That's a great idea. Okay. Okay. So hypnicity. I love reading cards. I don't want to do that. I just want to get rid of that.
The first card I got was anxiety, so I thought we need to know more about that. What are you anxious about? And then the second card was woman holding a card. I mean, a coin. So what I'm thinking, and what came up is, like a lot of us, you're a little worried about money, but don't worry, it's going to be there when you need it. That's what this card is saying. Okay.
That's nice. Oh, that's sweet. Hold on just a second while I look something up. Okay. Shed your old skin, the snake, let go of the past or whatever's not serving you. The shield maiden, who's so strong and powerful, but make plans and focus. Make sure that you have in place the steps before you take action. Then bask in the joy and light of summer with the bee. I love the bee here. And it's saying bask in the joy and light because that's what summer's all about. Okay. Teresa, I just stuck you up here. I don't know if you asked for a card.
You stuck her up with
I
it.
stuck you up for one anyway. And then White Dragon's next, even though he didn't ask for a card.
Well, this is really nice because this says that you are the angel of love and you are sending it out to everybody. And it's just great. And then I want you to keep doing that too.
It's funny. Hypnicity says it's always been there, so I'm not worried. Talking about money, and her heat pump went out. I'm not surprised in this weather. I'm just so thankful we have a pretty new AC because it's just been awful here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who's next. Oh, I just need to read Teresa, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I've got the Magic Guardian that says unlock the magic within, the Stag that says trust and thrive, and then Autumn, which is the Raven, which says release of the old and rest. So that's telling me that you've got a lot of magic that you're holding on to, and it's time to let it out. You can trust yourself, and you will thrive the more you trust your intuition and what's going on inside of you. And always remember to release the old and take rest whenever you need to. We're all pretty bad at taking care of ourselves because we're so busy taking care of other people. But take care of yourself, and you'll do well. White Dragon, are you still here? We got cards for you, dude. Let me see if there's anybody else. Bye, Gina. Thank you for being here. Anybody else want cards read? Please let us know.
Otherwise, it's just going to be a short show.
Okay, White Dragon's still here. Okay, we got you, dude. If you came after we finished our presentation, please go back and look and let us know what you think. It's always important that we have comments back. We really appreciate it.
Well, this one looks really good to me. You're standing at the door to personal healing and happiness. So that's
Sweet.
great. Sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's a good card. It's a wonderful card for you to have.
okay. I got the Mirror Guardian, which says take time to reflect. She's so beautiful. She's a guardian angel. She wants you to take time to reflect. Be the warrior that you are. Be fearless and stand strong. And learn from your spiritual experiences. And be sure and share those with others, like we do with our show.
And that's why you're standing at that gate.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it? Anybody else for cards? Okay. I hope that resonated, White Dragon. Okay, so a card for the collective.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I almost forgot.
Well, she's being such a twit today.
Yeah, it's unusual for her.
Oh, vacation from the war. That's nice. So that gives you time to rest and reflect. That's good. It's needed. Okay, these are cards for the collective.
Oh, wow. We all have some new beginnings coming, and it's the door to value. So it's great. We're
Zena, no.
getting some good cards. So must be that time of year, and things just changed astrologically, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
And I think the cards are reflecting that.
Because the north and south node are changing right now.
Yeah.
Those nodes are changing, and Venus is retrograde.
Right.
So our next show is the history of the 5 Earths. I got the Traveler card for us all. Moving in a new direction. Well, I think that makes sense. We are moving in a new direction
Yes,
with
we
all
are.
this energy that's hitting the planet right now. So Saturday, the history of the 5 worlds, and then Sunday, we got a new moon on Tuesday. I mean, a full moon on Tuesday, and Valerie Bradshaw will be here from Illumination Portal to talk to us about what the full moon's going to bring. It's going to be interesting since we have Venus in retrograde on top of everything else, and the nodes changing. So if y'all are feeling like it's chaotic out there and you just don't feel right, don't worry about it. It'll pass.
She feels it,
Oh, definitely. I've been feeling it.
and she feels it.
Oh, and she feels it too. All right. New beginnings, new directions. That's right, Morella, for all of us. Yep. Valerie will explain it. She'll be here Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 Pacific. That's pretty much the time we like to do our shows. So have a great rest of your week. Please go out and spread the love. You know how important it is that we send love to those we especially don't particularly care for or that are causing problems on the planet. They're the ones that need the love the most. So give
Mhm.
yourself a little love and send it out to the planet because Mother Earth can use it and so can all her inhabitants. Bye bye to everyone. We'll see
Bye-bye.
you on Saturday. And thanks again for being here. We love you. We appreciate you.